Okay, so with that fire point set up, we're going to click back on our game one events. We're going to click back at this create a bullet at position. So we have the bullet selected there. Now what we want to do is we want to click right here. So we're going to click here, and what we want to do is scroll up, select common expressions for all. We're going to go down to position. We're going to left click there, and then we're going to select X position. So we see nothing right now after selecting X position. That's because we have to left click. And now we can see X position of what Gdevelop is basically saying. So we say the player, and we're picking the player because that's where the bullet's coming from. So now we have this player.x, two parentheses. Now you could have written this code in. We focus on this channel at gaming from an artist perspective. So most artists I know want to type as little code as possible. So I'm trying to show you when you don't have to type the code in. You can type this in, which is faster, quicker, if you want. So here I'm going to click here, go back up, same thing again, common expressions for all. I'm going to go down to position. This time I'm going to select the Y position. I'm going to click here, then select player. And this right here is the done button. So now I have this setup. So we still have to type in code. Sometimes I get frustrated. I'll see tutorials and the people say, there's no code, there's no code. If code is typing, there's a little. So what you need to do here is make sure that you go right before the period. You want to hold shift, put in a capital P, and you want this to say point X. So it's, period, point X, right? And then in between these parentheses, you want this to say fire, capital P, point. And then the same thing for this Y position. So you're going to hold shift, so you have a capital P, point, so it's going to be, period, capital P, point Y, and then again, this is going to be fire point. And then with that done, we can select OK. Okay, I apologize. I actually made a mistake here. We actually want to have another condition, and this condition is going to be in the same event as in key pressed. So we're going to click add condition. We're going to select advanced, and then we're going to select trigger once while true. Then we're going to select OK. Okay, now what we're going to do is we actually want sub events here. So I'm clicking here and then underneath here. So see how this whole entire thing is has like a blue outline. So I did that because I want to make sure that I add in the sub event. So I'm going to click this twice. We need two sub events, and this right here we actually want as a sub event. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click here, select cut, and then paste this into the first sub event as far as the action. And the reason why this has to be set up this way, when I first learned how to set up this character, it's fairly simple, but I did not know how to get the character to turn left and right to have when you fire the bullets, to have the bullets fire to the right when you're facing right and to the left when you're facing to the right. And this sets that up. So for the add condition for this first sub event, we need to go to sprite, animations and images. Oops. No, I'm sorry. It is sprite, effects, and then horizontally flipped. Okay, and the thing that we want flipped is the player. So we're going to select OK. And now that we have that done, the nice thing is we can just copy this, paste this. So this is going to the next sub condition. Remember, it's not directly underneath that add condition. It's the next sub event. So we're going to select paste. Now where we have this player is horizontally flipped, we want to double click here. We want to change this to invert condition. We're going to select OK. And for this, and this is still correct. I just originally had it not in the right spot. With this, this is going to make the bullet appear at that fire point. That's what this this code is here, to make this appear, the bullet appear at this. Now we need to have the bullet actually fire out. Okay, so to have the bullet fire out, that's what we're about to set up now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to add action. So when we clicked add action, this is in the same sub event as create bullet. This isn't in the other sub event. Okay, so what we want to do is select common action for all, movement. Then we want to go to add a forced angle. So we're going to left click there, and we're adding a forced angle to the bullet. So we're going to left click on bullet. Then I'm going to just click to get that to, get that panel to go away. The angle, we want to choose 0. And the reason why we're choosing the angle is 0 is in Gdevelop. If you imagine a circle, to the right the angle is 0. The way things are set up, 0 is to the right. Directly the other direction is 180. So it's kind of like if this was a circle here, it would be 0, 90, 180, 270. And by those angles of degrees, you can tell which direction something is going. So for the speed, we're going to click here. We're going to put in 400. And then for this damping, we're going to put in 1. Then we're going to click OK. And since we have this already done, we're going to just right click, copy. And we're putting this in the next sub event down, the one that's the player is horizontally flipped is in. We're going to right click right over the text, select paste. And this right here, it's fine. So now we're fine being just how it is. For this next part, what we want to do is hover right over, or I clicked here to get this to turn gray. I'm going to right click, select copy, and then I'm going to paste this in the same sub event as the inverted player is horizontally flipped. So I'm going to right click, select paste. So the only thing we need different here is because 0 equals to the right, 180 equals to the left, we want to click on this 0 and we want to change this to 180 degrees. And now that should be good for having our bullets actually come out in the direction our robot is facing, our player is facing. Okay, we're about to preview this. However, I see that I did not capitalize the P in point here. Let me change that. So basically, if this is off even a little bit, if this isn't exactly the same thing as we put in for the actual fire point, this will not work as far as positioning our bullet to come out of the position that we set it up for. So now with that done, let's select preview. When we push to both directions, the character walks as it should. When we press jump, it jumps like it should. When we press N, our character is firing the bullets like it should. Now we don't have any kind of animation set up, like cool animation for this as it fires. However, imagine if we had an animation set up for like around here, and we wanted to move that point, the bullets where they come from, up. And yes, I know the bullet's very big. It's just for showing you for demonstration purposes. So we're going to go to game 1. We're going to move that bullet up so that, or move the position up so that the bullet's coming out more from an area that you would expect as this thing is firing. So we're going to select edit points. I'm going to scroll down. Here's our point. I'm just going to move this up here. I'm going to select close, apply, and then preview. Yeah, now that bullet is higher up. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to click back on the game events just so you can get a look at this code. So if you wanted to use this code yourself, you can, a lot of times you can, with Gdevelop, the way the program is set up, it's so nice that if you see how the code is set up, a lot of times you can work your way through it. Okay, guys, that's it for the tutorial. If you like the videos here on game visuals, please subscribe. If you like this video, please like it. And if you like the videos on this channel, you would like to see more, please subscribe, and thank you for viewing.